What if I told you one of the best quarterbacks in college football never started a varsity game in high school? What if I told you that same player led the entire country in passing yards just 2 years later? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Draft Yoda, where we're data-driven and prospect-focused. I am Draft Yoda himself, Bill Wortman, your favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd. And today, we're talking about one of the most fascinating quarterback evaluations in the entire 2027 draft, Oklahoma State quarterback Drew Mestemaker. Drew's currently carrying a 9.11 grade on my 10-point scale, making him my number 24 overall prospect and number 7 quarterback entering the season. And honestly, this might be one of the better stories in college football. Because when you look at Drew Mestemaker, if you look where he started and where he is now, it almost doesn't make sense. I don't know if Hollywood could have written this script. No stars, no offers, no varsity starts, no recruiting hype whatsoever. Now, he's one of the most productive quarterbacks in America. And 2026 will determine whether he's simply a great college story or a future NFL quarterback. Most quarterbacks on this list were elite recruits. Julian Sayin was a 5-star, Arch was a 5-star, Dante Moore was a 5-star. Drew Mestemaker wasn't even a starter. Vandergrift High School, Austin, Texas. He never started a varsity football game at quarterback. He played behind a Power 5 recruit, spent time on special teams, punted, played safety, and graduated without a scholarship offer. No offers whatsoever. None. Most football careers would end right there. Drew said, screw it. I'm going to walk on at North Texas. No guarantee, no NIL money, no hype whatsoever. Just an opportunity to step out and say, yeah, I can do this. The first sign that we got that there could be something special is the First Responder Bowl. His first collegiate start, throwing for 448 yards. That was against Texas State. But 448 yards. Oh, and he ripped off a 70-yard touchdown that he was rushing on, by the way. That doesn't happen. It felt surprising. Looking back, it was more of a preview. Because 2025 came and everything changed. He put up 4,379 passing yards, 34 touchdowns, had an 68.4% completion percentage, won AAC Offensive Player of the Year, won the Burlsworth Trophy, first team all-conference. He was an O'Brien's semifinalist, Walter Camp semifinalist, and, oh, by the way, the national leader in passing yards. Former walk-on. Led the entire country in passing. That doesn't happen by accident. Every recruit, we go through some of the things I love about him. The first thing that jumps off the page is his processing. Mestemaker plays with a veteran understanding of the game. His internal clock is outstanding. He knows where the football should go. He knows when it should be there. And he gets it there. He gets through his reads quickly. And he rarely looks rushed. And that's a huge reason he has avoided sacks despite throwing the football almost every play. The second thing I love is his accuracy, particularly downfield accuracy. That's where he's going to surprise people. It's not simply, he was running an air raid offense, throwing screens. He was pushing the ball vertically in intermediate throws, deep shots, um, and he was able to layer the passes over the linebackers. He's very comfortable attacking all areas of the field. The third thing, and honestly probably the most impressive thing about him, is his confidence. The kid trusts what he sees. He has no hesitation. When the read is there, the ball comes out. And it's an important trait because many quarterbacks with lesser recruiting pedigrees play cautiously. I've seen quarterbacks that were 5-star that played more cautious, that didn't trust themselves, that didn't have the confidence. But yet, no stars, no recruiting pedigree, and out here throwing it like he just knows he belongs there. And that's a wonderful thing. A lot of people are going to circle the Charlotte game where you got 680 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, set a school record, as to show, what he could be. But I feel like the Rice game is more impressive. Yes, it was less yards at 469, 3 touchdowns, but 0 turnovers. He was efficient. He was in control, and he was showing you exactly what he can do at the quarterback position. And that's the type of tape that scouts are going to love watching. Eric Morris left North Texas for Oklahoma State, and Mestemaker followed. And that matters because he walks in the door knowing what the offense is. He understands the terminology. He understands the coaching philosophy. And it's a continuity that should make the transfer much smoother. Question isn't, how long is it going to take to learn the system? The question is proving he can produce against Power 4 defenses week in and week out. Nobody's perfect. I've said it multiple times. I'll say it every time. Nobody's perfect. My biggest concern is his mechanics, specifically the release. It starts low, almost at his hip. And when his follow through isn't clean, the throws can sail a little bit. And that's where a good portion of his interceptions came from, was him not having a clean follow through and the ball just kind of sailing. Second concern is his physical development. At 6'4", I think he's roughly 210, 215, somewhere in there. He looks lean. I'm hoping that moving into Oklahoma State, their weight training facility is able to put a little bit more muscle on him. Because it looks like at times he's missing functional strength. And to survive in the NFL, he's going to need just a little bit more on his bones. The third concern is the concern that everybody has with him, and it's truly the biggest one. It's the level of competition he's played against. Now, I'm not disqualifying him. I'm not trying to downplay what he's done, but it's important. NFL scouts want to know what you do against NFL athletes. And playing at North Texas, you didn't get to show that very often. Now you're at Oklahoma State, you've got a better chance of showing it, and that's why 2026 is very important for him. Every year we overvalue recruiting rankings, and every year football reminds us that development matters. Nobody believed in Drew Mestemaker. Now he's one of the best quarterbacks in college football. That tells me 2 things. First off, he works. He's going to show up. He's going to put in the work. And he's going to, hell or high water, give it his best. Number 2, he's willing to learn. And those 2 traits, an offensive-minded coach is going to love. He's the biggest question I have about him is, can he prove it? You know, that's what 2026 is all about for him. Nobody doubts his production. Nobody doubts his competitiveness. Nobody doubts his story. Question is, can you prove week in, week out against Power 4 competition, you know, that you are the man we think you are? If he does, his draft stock is going to explode. If he can't, scouts will point to the competition level as to why he was succeeding. And it's as simple as that. This season is that important for him. Now, Drew is a 9.11 on my 10-point scale, my number 24 overall prospect, number 7 quarterback, and one of the most fascinating players in the country. I think he is a legitimate NFL prospect. He has the processing. He has the accuracy. And I think his story is one of the best in college football. But it's time for him to prove it at a bigger stage. And it's time for him to prove it more consistently against better teams. But that's just my board. Where do you think Drew Mestemaker should be? Is he the real deal? Do you think that, he was just a group of 5 darling, or do you think he's a Power 4 superstar? Where would you rank him among quarterbacks? Drop your thoughts and comments. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoy these player evaluations, we build them around film and analytics. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to keep putting in the work. As always, I'm Draft Yoda, Bill Workman, your favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd, and we'll see you guys next time.